Hello, all, and welcome to In Cadence, Season 1, Episode 18. Welcome again to those return listening and those who tune into the first time. We'll do a quick name around to introduce you to the team here today. I'm Keith, 44, and in the gloom, packs call me Flea, and I'm Nantan of the F3 UK West Yorkshire region.
Good. You've got a nice new logo on band today. I saw it. It's very pretty. I'm Ken. I'm 51, and I am one of the AOQs at the Brook in London. And in the gloom, although it's getting sunnier, isn't it, boys? It's getting sunnier in the mornings. In the gloom, packs call me Shredder, and our amazing guest this evening is...
My name's Jason. I'm 44. I'm Van Damme. I'm the AOQ of Sheffield. Drop Zone.
It's very Top Gun, that name, you know?
Well, we've got an old World War II gun emplacement, or the foundations for a gun emplacement there. And there's also a helipad that we do. I normally do 11s on the helipad. So Drop Zone, I like it for a name.
Very cool. It's very cool. I kind of got this Danger Zone Top Gun vibe in my head when I was naming it to our new guy. Yeah, I said it's moving up to you. For PAX watching, we just had someone start in the Brook, and we're going to do some welcome homes later. But he's moving to Sheffield, and this is why it's so good that F3 is spreading everywhere. Because when he moves, he's going to come out of our family and join Van Damme's family. So good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. It is good for us to be here today. Flea's in charge, aren't you, Flea? So I'm just here to make up the numbers tonight.
Well, apparently so. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. In the vein of 2 weeks ago, we are going to more on the side of winging it, and what's the phrase?
Dynamic professional development phase of our career, aren't we now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also called the winging it phase. So we'll see how we get on. Yeah. Normally to get to know our guests and to give us a quick fire intro to who you are and what you like, we're going to play a quick game of cheese or chocolate. So we'll fire two options at you. You tell us which one's your preferred out of the two. It gives a quick review of which one and why, if you want, but we'll try and keep it quick fire as possible. So I'm going to start. First question is cheese or chocolate?
A chocolate every time.
Tea or coffee?
A tea. Can't stand coffee.
Burger or steak?
That's a tough one. So I'm gonna say if I've got the option of two, I'd say steak.
Can you tell us how you have your steak? Rainbow.
Medium rare.
Okay, good. It's acceptable.
Like a little bloody.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, isn't it? It's supposed to be.
It's on the edge of acceptable, I'd say.
I sent one back. We were at a very, very well-known chain of parks where people go for weekends and things, and
are they centrally located?
They are centrally located, these parks.
Okay.
And we'd been in their main sort of meat eatery, and got monsooned on the way in, so ended up having to try dry clothes through the hair dryers, which was entertaining. Waited 45 minutes for my rare steak, and it was past medium rare, and I sent it back, and they said, "Do you want another one?" I'm like, "No, life's too short. Life's too short to eat crappy steak." I think they were a little bit taken back. Medium rare is, yeah, that's okay. We can do that one. I've got another food one then. Custard or ice cream?
Custard. I love it. I love a trifle. Trifle's my favorite dessert.
Can you explain trifle to our deprived American brothers?
It's like a jelly with sponge in it, and sometimes you've got fruit in it. Sometimes you've got sherry, and then there's a layer of custard, like cold custard, that's just congealed. And I'm not making it sound very nice, am I? And then at the top, you've got some whipped cream.
Normally, yeah. I would say to make it sound appealing, we'd use the term set, wouldn't we, rather than congealed.
And also, for clarity for any American listeners or viewers, then it's Jell-O.
Yeah, Jell-O,
rather than jelly. As though Jell-O is the
sprinkles on the top. Stuff. Would you have sprinkles on the top, Van Damme?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sprinkles on the top, yeah.
Some people put meringue on there, don't they?
Meringue?
Yeah, I've seen meringue on the top of. Must be my nanny-in-law then. She puts meringue, little mini pretty Marks and Spencer's meringues go on the top. Although there is contention in our family household about whether alcohol or sponge fingers belong in trifles. Trifle is a seriously good pudding, right? Dessert.
It is my favourite, yeah.
And to be even more controversial as well with it, a trifle is one of the exceptional dishes where the cheaper pre-made ones can be better than the more expensive ones.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you really want to get it right, you've got to do the homemade where you just get the jelly blocks, and then you get the custard and make it yourself, and then you get the double cream and then whip it yourself. That's the top. That's a top notch.
That's
But
go level.
the ones in the boxes are completely acceptable.
As long as you get to eat most of it, you're happy.
Well, my wife doesn't like it. See, that's one of the keys. So it's just me and my son.
Dangerous.
Just sharing these giant
Just
baths
eating it
full
away.
of.
Yeah. So Christmas, I put on so much weight over Christmas.
Eating all of the reduced trifles from the supermarkets.
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't really watch what I was eating before F3, but like this, since starting F3, like this is the first time where my wife's like, "Oh, shall we get some Pringles?" And I'm like, "No, love, it's empty calories." And it's like first time I've ever said that in my entire life. It's like pointless calorie. Like, you don't want to be wasting your time on Pringles when there's chocolate cake to eat.
Trifle.
Or trifle, yeah.
Have you had Co-op's chocolate trifle?
I've not had Co-op's chocolate trifle. I've had the pre-made chocolate trifle in the box.
I don't know if it's just a Christmas thing, but it's nice. It's possibly worth the calories. You know, sometimes you go, yeah. Oh, see, we're getting to grips with the depths of the Van Damme now, aren't we? We're really understanding what matters. Whose go was it, Flea? Yours, right?
Now I think
Yeah, I did. I just did trifle or custard, didn't I?
we did, yeah. I do notice though that every episode of In Cadence that we do, we're sort of morphing more and more into Ramsay's Kitchen Nightwares. The more episodes we do, it gets more and more food based. The more and more we do calorie deficit, and the more and more we talk about food. So,
You can see this when everyone says Ramsay. I still remember that moment where he put the 2 slices of bread on that woman's head and said, "What are you?" and made her say, "I'm an idiot sandwich." There are other British people around, and some of us are a bit nicer than Gordon Ramsay.
so
I wouldn't say him as the standard for the normal British person, though.
No, be interesting to get in F3 though, wouldn't he? I mean, he's quite fit nowadays.
Yeah. I suppose anyone with any sort of reputation would be good to get in F3, I reckon.
But also, he's been in triathlons as well. You know.
Triathlons.
Yeah, he's been doing triathlons.
Yeah, triathlon guys worry me. Well, because they're always super fit, aren't they? And kind of the all rounders, like having that much time to spend, swimming and cycling and running. It's a lot. I knew a guy. I went on an expedition to Scotland with a guy, and he did loads of triathlons, and he was just like an absolute powerhouse in the canoe. It was just like whenever I put my paddle in, it was like I was stopping him. I was just getting in his way, just like take my paddle out.
Battle buddied somebody that came to us from Greenwich, and he was a triathlete. And within about 5 minutes, I kind of went, "Oh crap, he's gone." Yeah, I was really glad that the queue was actually really at the front of these ends, because I was kind of pushing what I could do, but this triathlete was gone. I mean, I would ask a question about triathletes. I feel like you must have done something really bad to have swam that far and then decided you need to cycle even further and then run even further. I mean, what are they trying to get away from? Huge ones.
I can't swim though. Like swimming is just not something I could do.
You do breaststroke, or not at all?
I just try and stay out of the water if possible.
Right. Where's that question about sharks or? That's fair. Do you want to do a couple more? Should we do a couple of activity ones?
Yeah, I'm going to do non-food based one.
Yeah, non-food based
Let's
ones.
go.
Don't be stereotyped.
Yeah. Are you team cat or team dog?
Definitely dog. Although we do have a cat, and that's the reason why I don't like cats.
Fair point.
Yes. Well, you have to be careful what you say about cats too, because I do think they listen.
You think?
Yeah, cats are cleverer than they let on.
Yeah, Az is a real mean cat. He's got to be mean living around here because there's so many foxes. So he just
Okay.
there's badgers as well. So to survive as a cat around here, you've got to be horrible. And our cat is the most horrible.
Do you see him in the garden with your bricks, like sort of doing curls for girls, toughening up, cinder block?
Yeah, just about. He's always chasing the other cats.
You're not wrong about foxes, though. I mean, I don't like cats. Genuinely, I think I've liked 3 cats in the universe. And even with a cat I didn't like, there was a night where 4 foxes had cornered it in the wheel arch of a BMW. And I went and chased them away because the cat was petrified, because I could hear it with the telly on 3 doors down. I was like, what is that noise? Yeah, that cat was not happy. I don't blame it, really. Foxes are serious creatures and far too smart. Okay.
So you watch what you say around cat? Just like not like offend them and like be careful and just in case they come and get you or something.
I mean, look, my son's read Toto the Ninja Cat, so it's by Dermot O'Leary, the guy on the radio. So, it could be based on truth, but I do think, I don't know, I get this vibe off them that they keep, they're a bit like the Mikado in Gilbert and Sullivan Opera. They keep a little list, they've got a little list of all the people that are going to get it at some point.
I bet are you one of those guys as well that asks AI, please generate me a list of whatever, or please prepare this. Yeah, just in case the AI comes to get you at some point in the future when the robots
sometimes
take over.
I say thank you to AI when I use it.
Do you?
Yeah. Just because it's kind of manners. And then occasionally I write things like, when you take over the world, I'm happy to be a pet, just for a gag. And it's got cool answers. It always just gives you some good banter back. And it's like, I'll bear that in mind. You might make the cut, just stuff like that is good. I mean, my kids want me in the car all the time to ask Siri silly questions. So I quite often ask Siri to tell us a joke when we're driving somewhere. You have to be careful what you ask it to play. I asked it to play, my kids like this silly song called the Burger Song. My kids are definitely younger than yours, Van Damme and Fleas. So I asked it to play the Burger Song, and then had to jump on the stereo as it started to play Limp Bizkit, the Hot Dog Song. And I was like, no, turn that off before it starts effing and jeffing. Look, we should move on. What about cowabungas or 11s?
I don't even know what cowabungas are. What are they?
I'm going to speak to... Who is your Nantan then? Because you're not, because Fleet isn't. Is there no Nantan in that part of Yorkshire?
Well, we just started off with me, so
Just you.
It's just yeah.
This is also the anointment tonight. You're officially appointed Nantan in South Yorkshire.
I've tried to, I've tried to look it up on Exicon, but there's nothing comes up on the Exicon.
Do they not have cowabungas on the Exicon? It's just like a 3 or 4 stage shuttle. You start at line A, and then you do something to your first line, cone or marker. Then you come back, and then you go back from cone A to cone B, or you pass cone A. It's like shuttle runs.
Like if you're doing it on a soccer pitch, you start on the goal line, you run to the 18-yard box, back to the goal line, to the halfway line, back to the goal line, back to the 18-yard box, back to the goal line, and then the full length of the pitch, and back to the goal line. So you increase your length every shuttle run.
Okay, then my answer is 11s.
There you go.
Good choice.
I think 11s are a lot of fun. I like the 7 of Diamonds thing, Fleet, that you've done a few times.
7 of Diamonds is great.
7 Diamonds is good. The kind of based on the baseball diamond. It's because our American brothers often have a site with either an American football pitch on it, sometimes a baseball diamond too, maybe a running track, and they've kind of added in some really creative ideas to use that that geography we don't always have, do we? Although a helipad, come on, brother, a helipad
That's
for
cool.
11s. That is
Yeah,
epic.
yeah. But I can use that for a diamond as well. I've just got to look at it differently.
And your gun emplacement doesn't have a gun on it, does it? Anymore.
It doesn't have a gun on it, no. It's like a platform, and when there's two. There's one which is a searchlight, and one which is a gun emplacement. And it used to protect the steelworks in Sheffield when the Luftwaffe used to fly over. But yeah, so from the searchlight emplacement, you can see the whole of Sheffield. It's a good location.
Can we put a picture on of that? Is that a doable thing? If you've
Already
got one?
done.
Ba-ba. That's good. That is good. Well, there you go. So 11s are very popular. We love an 11. Any more?
Yeah, I've got quite a few actually, and just don't want to flood it with cheese or chocolate though. But we can keep asking, and we can always take some out. City or seaside?
That's a tough one. I suppose seaside.
Where did you go for childhood?
Mablethorpe?
Mablethorpe.
Yeah.
She's near Blackpool. Yeah?
No,
No.
opposite coast.
Crap. The Lancashire lot. Rewind. My goodness. Mablethorpe.
Yeah, so we used to go all down the east coast, and now I'm older. I go a little bit further down south, and we go to Great Yarmouth most of the time because it's just because my wife's a teaching assistant. No matter where we go, it's like walking around with Kanye West. Like all the kids coming out are from everywhere, just say, Mrs. Kelly. And it's
Really?
yeah. And even if we go out to like Skegness, Mablethorpe, anywhere like that, then there'll be half a dozen kids. So we generally go down to Great Yarmouth where there's
The arcades without any kids bothering you and
yeah
trying to get her autograph.
yeah.
Super awesome. You've got to show her that clip. That's definitely a bit she's got to see. I love it, the fact that you've just likened your to Kanye West. I mean, that is just not Beyonce or anyone like that, just Kanye. Well, that's super cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Football or rugby?
Football. I'm too small for rugby.
What about shorts or leggings?
Well, I'd rather do shorts.
Do you do beatdowns in shorts?
I have done, yeah. Oh man, over winter, I went out and it was -2 before wind, and it was a really windy day. And yeah, I had to finish early because my hands went completely numb, and I didn't even think I was going to get back in the house because I couldn't get my keys out of my pocket. It was just a bit hairy, that one. So I've started wearing tracksuit bottoms since then.
So not leggings, but actual tracksuit bottoms, proper
Yeah.
more loose ones.
My legs are built in such a way that my thighs are like twice the size of my calves. So I'd be like massive
Picture?
chicken legs.
Representing.
You got massive chicken legs, did you say?
Yeah.
Excellent. You need more calf raises and less squats, more calf raises. I can lend you a Pax that loves calf raises. We do them by the 100. So if you have your feet on the ground and then you lift your heels off together, and you kind of go up like that and then down like that. You can do them on the floor. You can do them on the Adu bricks. Do them on the Cindy's. Have you ever done an exercise called monkey humpers? You've done
No.
monkey humpers. So monkey humpers, you stand up and then you kind of go into a squat position and then you get your hands on your ankles.
That's it.
You hold your ankles and you kind of bounce up and down. I mean, it's something Kanye West might have invented, you know what I mean? And it just looks a bit silly. You can do that, but if you do it on the edge of cinder blocks, it's called gargoyles. So if you see it in the Hexagon, they're called gargoyles, and they look even more ridiculous. And because you've got the height of the cinder block and you go down, you're really giving your calves. I mean, I'd show you my calves on screen, but some people might faint. You know, it's the.
You got Jack Grealish calves.
I've got proper big muscly calves. Yeah, my calves, they don't look like chicken. They look like turkey thighs, big things. But then my upper legs are quite fat as well. So, but yeah, my father-in-law's got chicken legs.
So if you had like F3 socks that went up to your knees, would you have to cut slices in them to like, because your calves are that big and that muscly? So like all the footballers do, you see where they cut the socks? Have you seen that?
I remember my best friend's little sister one day, and we were around there. She said to me, she said, "Why have you got bumpy legs?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And they used to call her Kip because she's in her 30s now, and they still call her Kip because when she was about 2, she got really sick and she slept about 3 days straight, basically most of the time, just in a buggy, you know. And I said, "It's not." And I looked down, I was looking at it, and I said, "That's what my calves look like." She said, "But there's lumps everywhere." And I'm like, "Yeah, they're called muscles." I mean, as a fat teenager, I had good calves. That was the only bit that was solid, really. The rest of it is just loose and comfortable, like my shorts. So anyway, look, this is about you, not me.
So guess the name game. So on this one, I am going to have to sit out, as Van Damme was named in the factory
Figured that.
where I was. So it's over to you, Shredder, to guess how Van Damme got his F3 name.
I think he went to Hong Kong and completed in a blood sport called the Kumite. No. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. It was just going to be on me. My theory is going to be rubbish. It's because you can do the splits like Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was it. That was all I got. What's the truth?
Yeah, I absolutely cannot do the splits like Jean-Claude Van Damme. But yeah, when I come and when they're asking you all the questions and stuff, and like why are you here, and like one of the reasons is like I wanted to do something because I used to do kickboxing on a Friday night, but I've changed jobs, so now my job I work on a Friday night. So I wanted something to replace that, and the sort of F3, that was one of the reasons for joining F3, and kind of yeah. So I just said I did kickboxing, and I've come here as a replacement. So they chose Van Damme because Van Damme's a kickboxer. But yeah, I'm not even that good. My son's much better than me. My son's like black belt.
Is he?
Yeah, he kicks hard.
He might need that to keep his car safe, you know.
Yeah.
And how old is he again?
He's 19. He's been to beat down. He's Deadpool.
Okay, I've seen the name Deadpool. Nice. Is he good at posting, or do you have to like kick his butt out of bed?
Well, it's got to a point where he says, "Oh, I just don't want to do it anymore." So it's like he's helped me set up the AO, and he's done a VQ, and he just prefers to stay in bed now.
Yeah, he's young, and he got seasons of his life.
Yeah.
You guys don't ruck, do you, up there? As in, formally do rucks. So that'd be good training for him. You know, with the ruck on the back, heavy weights, marching for miles. Give him some.
This is one of the things I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about having MVP trophy as a bag with a 10 kilogram kettlebell in.
Okay.
And
Carry on.
And then whoever wins the MVP trophy has to wear that the next beat down.
Okay. So almost like a weighted vest type. Oh, somebody's going to be having a drink and they watch this back, aren't they?
Shed's going to be watching this.
Shed's
going
gonna be
about
like, what?
a vest again.
Quick, say Walter. Walter!
Walter, take a drink.
Why not do it? You know, some American AOs don't do an MVP. They do like a weekly award or a monthly. I've seen a Thor's hammer in some places. And they kind of do a hammer of the month.
Yeah, we have a fire extinguisher for Man on Fire for the month.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do they have to carry that around with them at next beat down?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's currently in my boot because I got awarded it for this month. So, yeah, my boot.
Provided by the same person that brought a horse off a merry-go-round. No?
No, that was in the northeast. That was in the
northeast.
Of course, that was the pits or.
Just I love the creativity and the different stuff that people think of. I mean, we use a beaver as an MVP trophy. Calm your thoughts. The Weir currently has a pigeon. That's their new MVP trophy, which I'm not quite sure where that's come from. I mean, there's millions in London, so it's just nailed it onto a piece of wood. Yeah, do it. Get your trying to think practically. Maybe you could do with like a when you do rucking, one of the things you can buy is the weight plate that looks a bit like a sort of, almost like an A's alternative steering wheel, with the handles here. You could do with something like that, couldn't you? Then if you're MVP.
But yeah, we got like some horrible hills. We did one where we ran down the hill and then up the hill, and then we ran that with a backpack on, like the bag with the kettlebell in, and then we dropped it, and then next person has to pick it up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
did like that. So that's the hills we tend to do more running up hills because we got loads of them.
In drop zone, you
And
can access them out.
Yeah, we've got a horrible one. We've got one of the horriblest hills in Sheffield. So that's something it's nice to make use out of. We did a car related beatdown, one before today, last week, and the first one I called the Fast and the Furious, because you run down the hill fast, and when you run back up, you're furious with me.
Is that the path that runs from the emplacement at the top down to the hut at the bottom, and then?
No, it's
that
just the road. You go.
Right, the road all the way up.
Down the road, and then you turn right at traffic lights. And I normally stop on corner to do merkins, so you get the humiliation of doing merkins in front of people in cars sat in traffic as well.
Yeah,
I just like that.
Drag.
I like to do that to make the people in the cars feel bad.
You should be here. Come and join us. So okay, so you've got quite a hilly AO. You've got a helipad, a bit of a picture of what drop zone is like. It does sound exciting. These will be things that I should pass on to our guy that's heading your way.
Yeah, he's in for a treat.
Good. I was gutted when someone said, I'm coming up, we're moving away very soon. And I was like, no. And then he said Sheffield. And I was like, and I'd already spoken to his wife because she EH'd him. And she said, we're in Sheffield. And I said, we have one in Sheffield. And yeah, he's excited for joining you, which will be awesome. Better do some more questions, Flea. Question us up.
We have, yeah. I'm just trying to think how long it is ago now since you turned up at the factory for the first.
So I can tell you, 1st of May.
Wow, okay.
1st of May, first ever beatdown. And it was a 30-30.
It was.
And Rock was queuing.
Yeah, it was his VQ and he did a 30-30. Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happened to him since. Is he all right?
Family life. He's not been posting for a long time. About 6 to 9 months.
It's a shame. It was a good session.
It was a great session. It was a fantastic, well put together session. And he does keep bumping into some of the other packs at like school and stuff, and they keep nudging him. So keep chipping away. He's always welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So we what I did is I was just looking for the nearest AO. So I put on the Facebook, and then I found out it was in Leeds. I put on the Facebook, is this AO still active? Because you never know, do you? And someone said yeah, so I just drove down, and someone said come to the top entrance, but it's a flat park. I don't know what top entrance is or what bottom entrance is, so I ended up going to to be the bottom entrance, and just went in the park, just found some guys running around and just asked if I could join, and really friendly. Toffee was there. Toffee was helping me along, give me encouragement. Flea was really encouraging. All the guys there, just really great guys. If you live in Leeds, get along to any of the AOs.
Yes. Three currently.
Three.
But we never know. There might be stuff to say about that at some point. You never know.
Still currently three.
Still currently three. Yeah, that's exciting. So tell us about that kind of movement then. Were you living in Sheffield and commuting to Leeds, or what was going on there in terms of when you started and how you've moved?
Yeah, so I live in Sheffield and I drove over to Leeds.
How far is that for a layman?
It's only about 30 odd miles. Takes about 50 minutes on a Saturday morning with no traffic. But I got my first ever points on my license for speeding.
To or from, as in on the way to it or coming home afterwards?
Well, it was CSOP actually. But it was the CSOP. I don't even know why. I had plenty of time. Just always, I'm that kind of guy. I always want more time. I always want more time. I always want more of this, more of that. And it kind of taught me a bit of a lesson, I think. It's kind of, sometimes you can have too much, especially if it's speed on in a 50 mile per hour zone.
I think it's probably happened to more packs than you think, though. I nearly got done once on the way home, speed camera hiding behind a bush on the A3. And then a couple of times when I've been late because of road changes, you know, the way they do, and sat-nav adapts, you start to put your foot down. And then the last time I did it, I caught myself going, why are you? Because you don't want to be late. And like you say, you want more because when you know it's good.
I wasn't even late. I wasn't even late.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were just trying to go for it. Did you do your speed awareness course?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. The guy who ran it was really good, to be fair.
VH'd him.
Yeah.
I'm glad yours was really good. Ours kept wanting us to talk all the time. And it was really off-putting because I was trying to read a book for about the first hour. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I don't want to do this. And he kept making me answer questions. And I felt hard because it was more about making me speak than the fact that it was a hard thing to say. But I'm like, I don't want to say, don't go so fast. But yeah, and I've got better actually. I've done a lot more focused driving since the speed awareness course. And the only time I ever go faster than 70 miles an hour on a motorway since doing that course is if I feel like we're in the car and there is someone acting dangerously and I move away from them rapidly rather than just incessantly drive like I should be allowed to do what I want, you know? Yeah. Okay.
So how did you hear about F3?
So I was listening to Art of Manliness podcast. So there was an episode on building tribe, and I listened to that, and it was Dark Helmet on there,
Yeah.
and he was talking the thing that really rung true with me, because like my dad was like a massive. I'm gonna say he's a high impact man. I'm gonna say that he was the kind of guy. He would build his own shed. He'd change his own oil in his car. He'd fix his own car. Do everything. He wouldn't worry about like qualifications or anything like that. He'd just do it. And he always used to say like, these issues could be solved. Certain issues could be solved if just the men got together and just dealt with it. And I heard Dark Helmet on the podcast. He said in America, if a tree falls down, then a group of men get together and move it. And he says in Europe, if a tree falls down, a group of men get together, form a committee, and decide whose responsibility it is to move the tree. And it just rang so true with me. I think I'd bought in at that point, and kind of I just wanted of it. So
It's the same episode that the triathlete that I couldn't keep up with had listened to, and it made him come and search us out. And actually, I might send this to him. Dolphin, we miss you. He came with a 4-week-old. They had a 4-week-old boy, and he came for his first session. And I'm hoping their life settles down because we'd love him to come back. And Dark Helmet on that podcast made him want to start a group in Greenwich. So we'd love to see that happen for him and the men of Greenwich. It was inspiring, wasn't it? That episode, I went back and it was real good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, you look around. I mean, the past like 10 or 15 years, there's so many people who've like they've just ended their own lives. You know, it just seems like it's getting worse, not better. And what are we gonna do to try and turn that stuff around, or what can we do? And it's just reaching out to people. And if we aren't going to do that as men, then who is going to do it.
Does you think that shapes the way you see F3 for Sheffield? Then that's kind of you want to reach out because of that motivation.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing. I want to reach out to as many people as possible, and kind of that's one of the things I insist upon. Well, I don't do, so I'm like a Christian, but I don't do any particularly Christian stuff, because we want to reach out to all kinds of different kind of people. We don't want to put people off. And today we got our first Muslim, so that's like showing we can break down barriers, and we can reach out to as many different people as we can.
Still in Ramadan, right?
Yeah.
He'd just eaten, and I made him do a horrific amount of core work exercises. We were doing V roll ups.
They're not nice if you're
not on a full stomach, but he did really well.
When we do the welcome homes later, you'll have to name him for us. That's good. How many people roughly is Sheffield as a city?
So I heard something around around 700,000, I think.
That's a target-rich environment, especially when you're called Drop Zone. Let's go with the Top Gun references again. That's at least 300,000 men.
Yeah. Yes. So, well, I mean, I want to focus more on this area. I mean, it's probably the wrong area to set up an AO, because it's Shirecliff. I think it's one of the top 1% most deprived areas in the city. So it's also very close to different kinds of areas. You've got, you walk one direction, you'll get a council estate. You walk another direction, you'll get this sort of gentrified area. You walk another direction, you'll get a whole load of Slovakians. You walk another direction, you'll get a whole bunch of Asians. So there's really lots of different kinds of people that we can bring together, and we've just got to keep high, I think. And it's, when I look at the numbers web spreadsheet, it's happening. I don't know how, but
it's coming, man. It's coming. I'm on your band, and every Monday I see that back blast go up, and I looked today and I saw 5, and I was like,
record.
It's coming. It's coming. It's hockey sticking now. And then those guys, if they tell 2 people and they get 1 or 2, it'll come. I said to you when you started, it'll come.
It's so much easier to invite people when it's not just you. When you've got a nice core there, and there's a guy I know, he's done loads of really hardcore exercises in the past. He's been in military, and I've been umming and ahhing about inviting him, and I invited him the other day, and he was just like, yes, I'll come. And it's just like, you just gotta do it, haven't you? Because I thought if I invite him, the worst thing I worry about is inviting someone and it's too easy for him. So like, I try and make, but you've got to also think about the guys. I mean, I've got a guy who came, like, triple respect, 70-year-old, come along. He's outpacing my son. So you've got to think about how you're going to do that. But one thing about setting up your own AO and doing loads of queues just by yourself is you get loads of chance to fail and do it wrong and figure out how you're going to work around these situations. I did the 100 Merkin challenge, and I really pushed myself too hard, and I injured my shoulder. And I'm still struggling with that shoulder. So how do you carry on doing a beatdown when you've got like a really bad shoulder that really needs rest? Well, I know, because I've done it. Yeah.
I think I remember you talking about that challenge on Band. It's an interesting one, obviously, isn't it? Because one of your boys just did January did the ascending kilometres thing, didn't he, Flea?
Yeah, Haybell. Yeah,
Haybell.
The Sean Conway challenge.
Yeah, that's it. And I had a lot of hesitancy about that, because of when Sean Conway was talking about how few people achieve it and how prone to injury it was, especially without training. And I think when you did the push-ups one, I was still doing my burpees a day, and I stood the 100 in January last year and then dropped to 50 because I wanted it to be maintainable. And this year I've done this daily 50 with the 50 push-ups, 50 lunges, 50 squats, 50-second wall sit, and 50-second plank. And I've been doing it in so many different ways. It's never been too much, and it's been complementary. And I think the downside of some of these challenges that we see, whether it's in F3 or whether it's in other places, is they say, like I saw one the other day, just run 100 miles in May. And it's cool and it's often noble, but sometimes it can cause you more harm. How many sessions a week are you doing? 2?
So just doing one, but I want to get it up to 2. I think consistency is important, and being able to maintain it all the time at the year. So I can't do every Saturday because of my job. I'm going to be doing residentials and things. So it's just a case of where I have lost my track.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's just a case of being able to get people who can queue sessions before I introduce that Saturday. I'm thinking about doing like the odd unofficial Saturday because people are asking for it. I've got a guy on the line who messaged me because he'd heard about F3 from AI had told him about F3. So he messaged me and he's looking for a Saturday. So I've got him, one of the guys who came to this. He's wanting to do another session, so we will get there. But when I did tasters in January and nobody came. It was sub-zero temperatures. I had an injury. I was ill, and it was horrific. So I definitely want someone who can come in and do some queue some sessions before we do that second session.
Yeah. It's a
Does it have
lot,
to be a
man.
Saturday? Yeah, does it have to be a Saturday? Or like Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Would that work for you? Or is Saturday the demand day?
It could, but it's still that kind of situation. Because I mean, I play football Wednesday night, and I somehow managed to keep up with like people half my age. But the day after, I'm absolutely done. So it's kind of working out on a Monday, then recovery day, then Wednesday, then recovery day. Then I suppose I could do Friday.
You're in it for the long haul, though, brother, aren't you? This is not kind of just a flash in the pan, and you're in it for changing people and seeing them actually recognize who they're made to be. So it sounds like you're trying to approach it with a genuine integrity, and that's good. Leadership development is not easy, even when we recognize that failure is our greatest teacher. I've done a lot with the Brook of queuing. I think your first year and our first year are not too dissimilar times. You've definitely had more, by the looks of it. I think I've worked out I queued something like, I think I've queued about 34 times since June last year. And you'll have done more now by the sounds of what you're saying to us. And it's a lot to bear. But like Flea said, they're starting to come, and there's no rules. This is not, you're not being mandated. And like Flea just said a minute ago, you could try the odd one, you could do it. And I think, I don't know I think as soon as you start to look at someone and go, you could do some of it, or not necessarily all of it, but some of it, let them have a go, let them crack on and try,
Yeah. Well, as soon as someone's ready, as soon as someone wants to do it, I'm happy to just let them come, and
yeah,
they
can thrash you.
That's what I think that's what it says in the queue source, isn't it? Like your first queue session, it'll be a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That's the kind of, we've got to free people up. This is the thing. I work with lots of young people, and I see them they're afraid. They're so afraid to do anything wrong that they just don't do anything, and it's just really sad that that's the case. But come along, cue the session, do it badly, and I used to say to my scouts, failure is an essential ingredient in success.
It is. And they don't have to go in for the full VQ session immediately. You can throw them a minute or two as part of your session. Say, right now it's over to PAX X to, right, you call it, what's the next exercise? You count it. They choose an exercise, they count it, they recover. Okay, pick someone else, right? It's your turn, right? Which exercise? Just throw it around. So, and that's their introduction, and they'll be confused. They'll be like, oh, and they'll be thrown into disarray. Yeah, they'll be stuck. They'll be like short of ideas. They'll be panicking. But they need to understand that feeling, because you need to feel that panic to then understand preparedness and to be, those reactive thoughts. And that's when your leadership starts kicking out. So, yeah, okay, fine. We're going to do this. And that's the skill. They need to feel that to then start to work on it.
Yeah.
When I started at the circuit, I remember not after many sessions, because I could only go on the Saturdays and I was driving in like done into Leeds. And I remember only a few sessions in being called by Gust, Shredder, come here, we're practicing queuing, you can lead the next exercise. And I was like, oh crap, like just absolutely, my goodness. And he said to me, the next exercise is starting positions. If you're going to do it on a 4 count, in cadence on a 4 count, or in cadence on my down, okay. An exercise. And he went, go on then. And I went, I don't remember any of that. And I remember the first time on the Friday night before the next week, I didn't sleep properly because I was so panicked that I'd get asked to do this practice school again and I wouldn't know what to do. And they I think, mastered the art of practical pre-beatdown Q school. So they would quite often do it. And we did it in the Brook with about 6 guys. And it was like teenage boys at school. Could do better, but that was good. And then 3 of those guys, we had a VQ last week. We have a VQ this week, and we have another one booked in April. 3 of those guys, I've said to them, you're heading towards that. And they said, that's good. Next Saturday, I'm queuing. You're doing the warmer armor. 12 exercises, 12 minutes. Go. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, good. And I'll give you any help you need or no help. Whatever you do, whatever you say, we'll do. And that's been quite a practical step. Just saying to them, like Flea said, you can do. Some people do something like a Billy Comes to Market or something, don't they? And you get around the packs and they all pick an exercise, and then you all have to say what you said plus the packs before you. So if you were here, it'd be like, when Van Damme came to market, we did 10 squats, and then Flea would go, when Flea came to market, we did 10 squats and 10 no armed burpees. And then when I did one of these circle things, and there was 20 of us, it was knackering. We were exhausted by the end. I said, when Shredder came to market, he did that, and that. And then I went, bear crawl hokey cokey. And they were like, what? And I was like, we're all out there, and we bear crawl into the middle, try not to headbutt each other. And then we bear crawl back. And it was a lot of fun. And everyone did it. And loads of us were quite new. And again, it was a really cool, fun way to make a beatdown about all of the packs. And you can do that whether there's 2 of you, or I have some cards that I'm going to find in a second, big playing cards, and on them I've written exercises, and the packs took turns early on in the Brook, turning them over and instructing us how to do what it said on the cards. Does that make sense? Sort of.
So you took turns turning them over.
Yes.
So you had to do the same,
So playing cards, giant playing cards, and if you take out some of these playing cards, this one is a King of Hearts, and it says on there, lunge jumps on a 4 count. Does that make sense? So there we are as a group of packs, and the first pack turns that over, and we have to do lunge jumps on a 4 count. And that pack leads the exercise. And this next exercise says Merkins. That's 5 reps. So they say the next exercise is Merkins.
Okay,
Starting positions, move in cadence on my down, an exercise. And the next pack says burpees. And then they go, how many's an ace? And you go, 15, because you asked. Next exercise is burpees. In cadence on my down. That you want to say starting positions, move first, but in cadence on my down, an exercise. And then we've got squat thrusts. Squat thrusts on a 4 count. I made, as you can see here, a lot of these. And I've made it so you can do them with body weight, cinder blocks, or even bricks. Now, this is even going to be sillier. I have an even larger pack of playing cards in here that I bought in a charity shop for £1. No, £2.95. This wasn't the pound ones. And you can put them out in a pile, and the packs, you can use them. Let's see, more of them. I've got my AO box of stuff in the house is just here. So there's so many little things that you can do. And there's a PAX in one of the American AOs that apparently was obsessed with chalk. And I think it's on the Exicon somewhere that he's done tons of BDs where they chalk things. You know, like the kids sort of chalks, and they chalk the floor as they're doing exercises. So, and there's this, yeah, I mean, I actually think, you know, you said we could be in different places. It sounds to me like you're in the right place, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it feels that way when you get right people around you. But it's like Dredd says, like if it was just him, then he would still be, F3 would still be just in a car park. And it's about getting the other people with different skills around you to sort of, and then it's like once your second person gets there, that's the most important person, isn't it? And then once there's 2 of you, then you can move it. Like it's a really stupid idea to set up your own AO just by yourself. I really wouldn't recommend it, but it's something I felt a calling to do, and I think it needed to be in Sheffield, and I think it needed to be in this area. I feel like if I'd have done it in the west as the city, or maybe Chapeltown, it would have gone so much easier. But I did what I did, and I don't regret it.
I think God's put you in the right place, brother, is what I'm trying to say to you here. I think exactly that. You know, I was fortunate in starting the Brook that I asked one of the packs in our area who was looking at leadership development to start his own place, would he come and help me? But I knew the same thing. If he hadn't have come, I would have gone and sat there on my own and done it, because I knew it was the right thing to do. And, you know, London needs it. It's like this podcast. Lots of packs out there had said, yeah, we talked about that. And I'm like, get on with it.
Yeah,
just do it. Just for goodness sake, get on with it. You know, this week I got chastised by someone for sharing a post about F3, and they said it was smacks of self-promotion. And I was like, you know what? I've been doing this for 2 years, which isn't very long. It's been going for over 15 years. And in all that time, I don't think it's ever smacked of self-promotion.
Well, it's not our thing, is it?
I said, come and see us. Come and see us. Come in the gloom.
It's like with the Sheffield AO. So it's like the sort of flag, the Union flag. I don't fly Union flag in my AO because there's so much excitement around Union flags at the moment that it causes more hassle than it solves.
Yeah.
For me, I believe in the Union flag, and I've got Baden Powell's book, which talks about the flag being something that you use to make connections with people, and that if we argue about everything else, we can still agree on the flag. So the flag is there as it's a representative of the land. Everyone who lives in the land, whether they were born here or not, the flag belongs to them. But it's got so much excitement around it that it's just like, do you know what? We're better off just leaving it in the bag. And, you know, maybe when all the elections have gone away and stuff like that, maybe then it'll calm down a little bit. But for the time being, we've made an issue, and I've spoken to the whole PAX about it. And we've made a decision that it's better if we just leave it for the time being, because it's, like I say, it's not my thing. It's our thing as a collective.
Yeah. Look, you know, drinking game time. If you listen to when they had Walter on High Impact Man, he said, when it works, it works. When it doesn't, you don't do it. You know, we have, having had that chance to chat with Huck about flags and religion in America, we have different issues with our flag than our brothers do over in America. But we both have challenges with them. Yeah, as we look for London, there'll be places where you just know it's not going to be helpful. Yeah. You guys, I mean, you know, if you had a second flag because you felt like you bought 2 shovels, just get a Yorkshire flag and whack that bad boy up there. Exactly.
Yorkshire flag.
Because you do, don't you? Exactly. It's a lush flag.
We discussed that, but it's just an additional expense, isn't it? And we haven't even got an AO flag yet, so that's going to be the next purchase. Is going to be the AO flag.
We pay for that from central funds. You know that, don't you? That should come out of central funds. You shouldn't have to, because the person you need is Snickers in America. I mean, there's 3 or 4 guys that have done a lot of AO flags, but I would hold. I mean, look, you can see the Brock one here behind me.
Yeah.
Snickers was a genius, absolute legend. Even when I was naughty and said to him, please, can you make it for me in a feather flag design as well? Because I wouldn't mind one of those. He was like, sure, you know, and square, flag shaped, and then Timu brother, bish bash bosh. And they're washable as well, which I like. Because how often do you get them out and then get home and go, oh, thing's soaking again?
Yeah.
It smells a wet flag in this house. Sorry, wife. Yeah, you're working hard, brother, and thank you for what you're doing for the men up there, and clearly it's with passion and care.
Yeah, and I will come down and cue you a session soon. I did promise.
Yeah,
well, I feel bad I'm not near enough to come and queue, because I genuinely listen to you. I feel a little bit crap that we can't do anything to help because we're just too far away.
Do you know what? Like, sort of, this podcast is really encouraging. Mr. Freeze has got in contact with me.
Good.
And give me some moral support. That's really helpful. You got Toffee, who came to the first ever session. Like, I was terrified of the naming part of it. Do you know where you give people names? I was terrified of that. I wasn't scared of anything else. But I was scared of the naming point. And, you know, Toffee reassured me and helped me along with that bit. And now I love it. I think I've missed a calling as a spiritualist medium, because you kind of ask them questions, and then you sort of suggest something, and then you sort of look at them and see how they react to it, and then if they don't react to it very well, then you move on to something else, and kind of that's kind of I enjoy that now.
It's a bit of a responsibility, isn't it? You know, I know in theory there's the possibility of change, but I mean, Toffee's good because he's got one of the best names ever, but it's not easy having that moment where you say to them, you know, we've called you FNG, and a lot of them kind of go, that's felt like a strange coat that I've just worn for the last 45 minutes. And now you want me to be known as whatever, you know, from here on after.
Well, the guy we named today, Death Cap, he said, he articulated it excellently. He said, 14-year-old me just wants to come back to a place where I'm known as Death Cap. And I think that's, if you get a good name, like, you want to come back for the good name, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's the thing F3 gives us. It gives us a place to be silly and be sort of make this doing ridiculously hard exercises fun. Like you can go to gym and you can do stuff at the gym, but it's boring. In the olden days, people used to use that as like torture, didn't they? If you go to like Norwich Castle or somewhere, you can see these things that look like step machines, and and it's what they used to do to prisoners. Just pointless exercise. And with us, when you do workout and you do something like creative, like we did, one of the things we did was donuts as the car theme. So we got a cone, and then from high plank position, you're going to do a circle round, like you're a car doing a donut round. And then you're going to go to low plank position, and then you're going to do round. Then you're going to crab position, and you're going to do a donut round. And I intended to get everyone doing 10 of those. And by the time we'd done 2, we were absolutely spent. And it's like this really horrible thing, but you give a funny name and
Better name, a while ago I remember looking at doing something I call plank circles, and it just sounded really naff. But donuts is you should put that in the lexicon thing, and the new one submit it as an actual named thing, because that's cool. I like that, donuts.
Yeah. You imagine you're a car.
Mm.
Nice.
And that is you're spot on. It's the fun of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, now you've got your first F coming together. You've got your fitness, and you're starting to get more guys turning up. Moving on to your second F in the fellowship, have you got had any chats about doing anything social events wise with the lads yet?
Well, there's Convergence, so I'm asking people about Convergence. We've got something else that counts as third F. FA Cup barbecue. So I'm having an FA Cup barbecue around at my house, and I've invited the F3 people along to that. So I've got a barbecue on my back garden. If the weather's nice, we can get the TV out on the back garden, maybe even a projector, and yeah, should be fun. I don't follow too much football because things aren't going very well for Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. So it's kind of, we always normally watch the FA Cup and have a barbecue, and it's just kind of more about the fellowship. But if I can get F3 guys and more people from the local area, because all my friends have moved out of the area, and it's a scheduling nightmare to try and get us all together. So it's that's another reason that I want to start F3 is get a stronger relationship with the people within my local area. Because I found I was leaving the area to do loads of things. Like I was doing scouts half an hour down the road. I was doing, I've got friends. They all live at least half-hour drive away. And it's like, what am I going to do when I've not got access to a car anymore? I'm not going to know anybody. I'm going to be completely isolated. So just trying to build more local friendships, and F3 is great for that.
You just never know as well how it might help them or their families or neighbours and other people. And you're right, when everyone is so isolated, even that sign of life.
We had a neighbour, and she come out her door, and she'd found the back door open, and a 4-year-old had gone missing. So I went and ran spirals around the house to try and find this kid. And some people were out in cars, and they're like saying to me, "You've been everywhere. I've seen you everywhere." It turns out the kid was just hiding behind the back of the sofa. But it's like the neighbors felt good about coming and speaking to me, because she's just moved in. So it's like trying to be more intentional about being more proximal and speaking to people closer rather than exiting the area to go and speak to people who are already doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Your community needs people to be less lost. I still go back to last year listening to that lad in Manchester at Download when we were doing yoga talk about living in a tower block full of people who don't know each other and wanting community and wanting to be emotionally mature. And we as men do worse, I think, in fragmented community life. women tend to be better at maintaining those connections. But like you say, especially when it's hard or distance is there and then schedules and life comes, I think men are. I mean, Dredd talks about this either accelerate or we're decelerating, we're going backwards. And I think we're much more comfortable just letting things slide back as men, aren't we, in general? So if we don't have that intention, we just go, yeah, okay, it's all right.
Yeah, and it's kind of that. This is one of the things I noticed as well. Like it changes your internal monologue when you're running with other people or when you're doing exercise with other people as well. There's one of the nasty hills. We went all the way down to the bottom of Rutland Road, and we came back up. And on the way back up, I've got my son and another guy who's probably 11 years younger than me, right behind me. And in my head, my internal monologue is, "Don't let them catch you, don't let them catch you." And I'm just powering my way up this horrible hill, and I didn't even feel it, And then I went down a couple of days after, and I ran up it and ran down it, and then tried to run up it. And the monologue in my head was, "Oh, you've done really well, Jason. Just let yourself off a little bit. Just walk rest that way." And it's just like just running with other people and coming in community with other people. It makes you better.
I've left him out there. How about we move on to some £1 million questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I've caught Shredder on the hop now. Are we lacking preparedness, Shredder?
No, I just don't want us to. No, it's more I don't want to miss something out.
Okay, in that case, can I go first?
Yeah, you can fill your boots because I can always make you go back and then edit it up. Funny, it'd be funny.
Yeah,
and say things like, yeah. Go on.
Okay, so if you had to choose one flavor for your high protein Ninja Creamy ice cream, which flavor would you choose?
Me?
No, it's up to Van Damme. It's not your show.
I was going to say what?
It's going to be chocolate.
Just chocolate. Chocolate fudge, chocolate brownie, white chocolate with bits in, or just dark chocolate?
Just milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Not trifle.
I don't think you can get trifle in an ice cream.
It sounds like a challenge to Shredder, that does, I reckon. I reckon next week we'll be seeing the birth of the trifle Ninja Creamy high protein version from the Bruce Forsyth of the F3 world with his massive playing cards.
Got pumpkin spice latte way here. You never know what's possible.
You missed that. I'm going to call him Bruce from now on.
I still think everybody should have a Ninja Creamy in their life.
I was thinking, can I put an F3 sticker on the side of it? Then we can start getting into some branded kitchen utensils.
Life's too short to eat crappy ice cream.
That's true. I might take my car sticker off and stick it on the side of my Ninja Creamy ice cream maker.
I mean, totally nothing to do with this podcast, but one thing I would say is twice in the last couple of weeks, I haven't quite had the blade in properly. It makes a very bad noise when it pops out the top into frozen ice cream. Okay, I've got £1 million question for you then. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll try it. It's 2-part. Obviously, you couldn't have Van Damme, and you're in Sheffield. So if you were a gladiator, what would you be called? And assuming you've watched Gladiators, what would be your best exercise, event as a gladiator? So what would you be called, and what would be your best event of the gladiator ones that we see in the gladiator world? You can take them in any order if you wish. Just to clarify the question. Are we talking gladiators or gladiator? On the telly, Gladiators, the TV show with the gladiator. Okay. Yeah.
Gladiators. I don't know. My favorite gladiator of all time is got to be Jet.
Of course.
Of
course it is.
Obviously.
I don't know.
Obviously. It's like, there's only Danny Minogue, there's Jet, right?
Look very similar.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Jet number 1, Danny Minogue number 2.
Gentle
And
Danny.
That's getting onto £1 billion question territory, that one.
That's a lot. Anyway, go on then. Okay, but you couldn't be called Jet because she's called Jet.
jet fuel.
Jet fuel. There
Jet
we
fuel.
go.
And I'd try and be better at them rings. I think the current Gladiator is too top heavy for the rings.
They're
So
not so good at the rings, are
the
they?
contestants just blaze past them all the time. I don't know. I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know whether that's it, they're just letting them pass for entertainment purposes. 'Cause it does seem a bit more entertainment heavy than perhaps the previous Gladiators.
Yeah, Bradley Walsh in it, so he brings that entertainment quotient down.
Yeah. Do you not like him?
I do like him. You know what? There's many a comedian who I'm glad are not doing Gladiators. He's not bad. There's still no better thing, and obviously you can't say don't watch our podcast, but after you finish this episode, if you go onto YouTube and you Google Bradley Walsh, Fanny Schmeller, that is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen, where he's doing his quiz show thing, and he has to ask the contestant what sport Fanny Schmeller plays, and he's crying. Bless him, he's crying from his heart. It is one of the funniest. He cannot keep a straight face, and I have a lot of time for him, especially as Michael McIntyre then broke into his house while he was asleep, woke him up, and then said, "Hi, Bradley," and he was like, "Oh my goodness!" And they brought Fanny Schmeller in to see him whilst he was in bed. Yeah, interesting. So, is there a bit of not cheating, but I've noticed that too. That is not something they're good at. I think rings. We've got a Tougher Mudder coming up in May, and I'm really worried about that ring type thing.
I did two and fell off. I
There
did
you
two
go.
and fell straight into that cold plunge ice bath or whatever it is. Yeah, it was horrible.
There's two things that I'm concerned about with the Tougher Mudder. One is ring type things, because Hunt for Wellbeing recently did that episode on grip strength, and they said most of us as men don't have enough grip strength. On the VQ we had this week, one of the packs did an exercise with Cindy blocks, which was a variation on the row, and we were basically doing a slim grip row like that, and that was really quite challenging. So I'm quite worried about grip. And the other thing is, I don't seem to be able to run more than about 6 or 7 kilometers without wanting to go and sit down on the bathroom. And I don't know what happens when you do a 15k in the fields in Henley, and halfway around you go, feel like I need a number 2. So I've got old man worries here. So you'd be called Jet Fuel.
Yeah.
And you'd like your best event to be Hang Tough. Do you think you'd be good at the one where they're up high and they run at each other?
I don't know, because I had a real problem with heights.
Maybe not then.
I think, what I used to do, have you ever been to Heights of Abraham?
No, sir.
It's essentially cable cars. You go up the cable cars, and every time I went up in the cable cars, I would freak out. And sort of I'd have to cover my eyes, and then we get to the top, and then I'd just get to that, and then I'd see the people from the other cable car just laughing at me, and then I'd go back in. So it's like every year we'd go back to the Heights of Abraham, because I'm like, I'm going to beat the cable cars this year. And it took me about 4 years to be able to beat the cable cars and go the full way without putting my head in my hands. So I don't know if I've beat my fear of heights,
So you wouldn't fancy the wall either, because
No, I can do climbing.
I think those big powerful thighs of yours might be good on that climbing, Solid legs.
Yeah, I think I used to do a lot of bouldering. There's loads of climbing places around Sheffield, and yeah, I do enjoy doing it.
I'd like them to bring back an event I saw a clip of from the retro one, where they were on an upside down racetrack.
Yes, it's like a greyhound track upside
Figure
down.
eight thing.
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, they won't bring back the one You know, they had an actual pyramid thing, and I think Jet actually got badly injured on that. She landed on her head at some point, as in, you know, falling backwards. That one was one of my favourite exercises as a kid.
I worry about the one where they're running around the track and they burst through that wall and someone's going to roll an ankle at some point.
They're always falling over.
Yeah.
I'd be absolutely, if someone like Nitro was chasing me, I'd be absolutely kicking it. You know, I'd be like, oh, I think I'd just curl into a ball and just get caught. I'd hope for Viper, because he's pure comedy. I mean, I like his character. But yes, there you go. So that was my new £1 million question, because I was like, we'd go with the Sheffield link.
Yeah.
Jet fuel and hang tough. Good.
Well, I'm going to keep the Sheffield link for my
Go on
£1 million question. So Sheffield is known as the Steel City in the UK, famous for its steel manufacturing and associated industries. So if you were to cut your perfect sandwich with Sheffield steel knife, what would be in that perfect sandwich?
Perfect sandwich. Well, it'd be bacon. Bacon, Henderson's relish. That's what I have to say.
In Yorkshire, yeah. Smoked bacon, I assume.
Any bacon would do. I'm not fussy
bothered.
about the bacon.
I'm quite
No.
snobbish when it comes to bacon. I do prefer smoked over unsmoked.
I only tend to eat medallions nowadays because they're nominally healthier. If we were going back to cheese or chocolate, would you choose bacon over sausage then? It's interesting. I don't feel like I can eat enough bacon to be satiated, but I feel like I could tap out on sausages or black pudding. I literally feel like bacon is like, I could just keep going and I'd be like racking up thousands. I can see why bacon killed Elvis, you know, with peanut butter and stuff.
You know what they say?
He did deep fry it.
True.
The volume, because he used to have these massive sandwiches, didn't he, with bacon and butter, like whole blocks of butter on them.
And peanut butter.
Yeah, and peanut butter.
Then he'd wrap it up and deep fry it.
I mean, look,
Wow.
I still think a scone has to have butter as well as jam and cream on it, because you don't need any of it. So, you know, have the butter too. Most things taste better with butter, right?
Always.
Yeah, I think so.
Always.
Okay. I want to ask another £1 million question then. And this one's only been used, to my knowledge, twice. And this is, if you could have any superpower, what would you have and why?
That's a tough one. I like invisibility. I don't know why. I think that says something about you, doesn't it? If but I just like the idea of being able to just be invisible.
And if you're invisible, what would be the first thing you'd do upon being granted your invisibility?
I don't even know. I suppose you just keep it in the bag. Just keep it in the bag for when, you know, I suppose in a danger situation, you can just flip invisible and then sort of run away, and then you sort of leave your, I don't know, attacker behind. I suppose it's just a defensive superpower, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
What superpowers would you guys have?
I know. I would go for being able to freeze time. There was a TV show in the late 80s about a girl who could freeze time by putting her fingers together like this. And then she could go off and cause mischief or whatever. And then she could unfreeze people by touching them. And then she could like start time again back on putting the fingers together or clapping or something. Yeah, and that was a great concept. Her dad was an alien. Really, it was I can't remember the name of the show, but it was.
If you know that show, write in, because, you know, at the end when we say we'd love to hear from you, people just aren't sending us messages. So write in and tell us what that show was. Today, DFib quoted Julius Caesar from Shakespeare and said, if any packs know what it was, I was like, I know what that is straight away. And then 5 minutes later, he spilled the beans and said what it was. And the beans should have been kept. Yeah, it looks a bit like pull my finger. I think I would choose being able to fly and include space without any fear. Because if I flew now, because I love aeroplanes. I love going up in aeroplanes. Every time I'm on the runway in a plane, that's when I hear the Top Gun music in my head going. And I've used Danger Zone and a Beatdown as well for Songorama before, and I just hear it. So I love being in airplanes. I tried to help my mum get over her fear of airplanes, saying,
Hi, Shredder's mum.
"Hi, yeah, hi." So I was really glad as well for Mother's Day. My brother and sister took her flowers, and she said, "What are you getting me them for? They'll die." And I was like, "Yes, I didn't bother." My wife said to me, "Shall we send her flowers?" And I was like, "No, she doesn't want flowers," because I know, because I'm the favourite. Hi, Mum. Yeah, definitely flying. Although I really do think Gust's answer when he said, basically let people see themselves to realise how silly they are to diffuse situations. I still think that's one of the best superpower ideas that I've ever thought of.
That's a pretty good idea.
I do have a backup. If I can't get the ability to freeze time, would be to be natively lingual in every language on Earth. Like to be able to converse, read, write, listen, like a native in every language. I think that would be
That's a good
extremely
one.
powerful.
I think if I went with yours, Van Damme, the problem is it wouldn't really fit my job because as the Americans say, I'd pants people. If I had the power of invisibility, there'd be some people that I would pants, man.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. There's certainly a political leader at the moment who wants to change some things. He'd get pants because liar, pants on fire, man. I'm like, I'd pants him every time he's on the telly. Just if you're like, it's happening again. Where's that shredder? I'm gonna get him. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Garage. I have to pants you. That now has become my mission. So I would use my invisibility for evil, I'm afraid. And then I get sacked for being a pastor because they'd be like, "Oh, you can't be a pantsing pastor." I don't know. Boys are so silly. This is why F3 is good, because of the fun of exercise. But no, I would struggle to use that for good. It's just
I've got a couple
ridiculous.
of more £1 million questions.
Go
just
on.
to round us off this section. You've alluded that you are a very big fan of the chocolate and love chocolate-based items. So if you could pick one chocolate bar to have for life, which one would you pick?
I reckon I'd go for the whole nut. So you've got a little bit of protein in there.
Like a Cadbury's whole nut bar.
Yeah. Cadbury's whole nut. That's what I'm going. That's my final answer, please.
Better than a Snickers?
Yeah.
Or a Topic?
Yeah.
About better than a Yorkie fruit nut.
I don't like.
You don't.
I don't like raisins. My nanan told me when I was little that raisins were dead flies. Not touch the raisin since.
You had a nanan too. My nanan brought me up. Yeah, that nanans can be quite dangerous, can't they? Call them dead fly biscuits. That's what people call Garibaldi's,
Garibaldi's.
Isn't it? Biscuits. You got another £1 million?
I've got one more. Have you got any more, Shredder? Because I'm conscious I'm taking over a little bit on this section.
No, it's fine. I was gonna jump to a £1 billion question next. So you do that million.
Let's do a final
billion.
A final £1 million question then for you, Van Damme. Where does the North end and the Midlands begin?
I don't know. Say, I don't travel much, so I consider there's Leeds, there's York, and then there's Scotland. And then down south there's Chesterfield, Birmingham, London. So
it doesn't even is one of them. It doesn't recognise the existence of the Midlands.
He's criticised my geography in the last couple of episodes.
I think this is the UK equivalent of a flat earther. You know?
You think? Oh, this is just
I do.
This is just my area.
I think Midlands deniers, they're like flat earthers. You know, they don't recognise us. Well, it's interesting.
Yeah. At least Guardian will be happy that you've acknowledged that Birmingham exists as a region, so that's okay.
But it's in the south.
He's going to be well annoyed. Wesley's going to be well annoyed they didn't even mention Newcastle.
It's in the south with London and Chesterfield.
Yeah, it's in the it's one super region coming up there.
Yeah, but Birmingham is massive though,
It is.
and I only recognise it because my daughter lives in Birmingham.
There's 100 miles from Birmingham to London in terms of geography. Do you know how many miles there are from Sheffield to Birmingham?
Sheffield to Birmingham, isn't it about? It's about 120.
Oh, I'm gonna ask
It's not far off that.
she
About 100,
she who must
120.
be obeyed. The other M. I'm gonna ask ChatGTP.
I said that to my wife yesterday. To the M, I said, "Oh, I'm just going to ask Chat GTP."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't you mean Chat?" Long story. See, that's professionalism coming at you right there.
Well, here you go. It is 70 to 85 miles on the train and 90 miles in the roads. So that means that Birmingham is closer to Sheffield than London. So it could be in the north if we deny the Midlands.
Can't we just let Birmingham have Midlands?
I mean, we're
Yeah.
both Midland boys,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
we're Midland. This is why
We're
this
pro
is.
Midlands. Yeah.
Yeah, we believe in the Midlands. Not like
We're
you
just
flat
trying to
earthers.
understand where you think when you're traveling down the M1, you go, "Oh, I'm out of the north now."
The M1 is an irresponsible motorway though, because there is generally a point on it where it says the north,
The north,
south.
the north, the Midlands.
You have to go on the M6 to have a bit where it says the Midlands, don't you? It's kind of, and that begins. The M6 begins at Rugby, basically. Well, just underneath Rugby, where I grew up.
Yeah, I was just thinking up the M1. It just does say the north, doesn't it? All the way up from London. When you head in, it just says the north.
Yeah,
It doesn't
the
say
north.
the Midlands and the north. It just says
No,
the
I
north.
think it's it's anyway. Well, there you go. The Midlands is a real place, brothers and sisters. It is a real place, and it's fair lands. It's where Shakespeare came from. It's the birthplace of many a Brummie and such lovely people. We should
It's
have a
not
Brummie
that-
on again soon, I think, shouldn't we? Should be a
We should.
Brummie in our
Yeah, it's not far
near
off.
future. No, I know. Okay, I've got a £1 billion question then, and it's nothing to do with geography. Just need to get my questions back up.
While you're doing that, can I just point out there's no Midlands on a compass?
That's because it's the heart of everything.
I like that. Do you know what? That was nearly a compelling argument. I like it.
Yeah.
I think then you have a real problem with being a country in the north of a planetary geography, because we're all the north. And I had to explain to somebody the other day, and I thought they were trying to trick me that they thought New Zealand was really, really far down because it looks a long way down on the map. And I said, if you flip it up, it's in the same place as Spain. If you flip the hemispheres like that,
Yeah.
its latitudes are around the same as Spain, which is one of the reasons why it's actually quite warm. It's quite warm as a country, as well as having really bad ozone. You get burned there really quickly. And they somehow thought it was so far south, as if it was akin to like Norway and Scotland, and
Okay. So with the Nordic temperatures and climate. it's good.
Yeah. But yes, okay. Well, I like that, Van Damme. You get points for effort there. But there's no Midlands on a compass. That's the best deniers argument yet. Okay, my £1 billion question. You mentioned your great love earlier of Kanye West. I was thinking if you were looking to invite a celebrity and you could have any celebrity come to Earth, who would you invite? And they're going to say yes. Who would you get in from the celebrity world to come and be in a beatdown with you? And you can name them too. Let's do it that way.
I don't know if anyone said this. Well, I'm gonna give multiple answers in case anyone's said any of them. My number one would be Stephen Bartlett.
Who is Stephen Bartlett?
So he has the Diary of CEO podcast. So he's quite an open-minded guy. If someone said that, because it seems like an obvious one. I don't know.
They haven't.
No. Okay.
Who are your
Well,
backups?
Mr. Beast.
Okay, cool.
I almost thought you said
Or-
Mr. Bean then, and
Mr.
I was
Bean.
like, that would be brilliant.
Or if not Mr. Beast, Kel Brook, who's from around these parts, like him. He'd be my number 3.
What's Kel Brook? I mean, I know Mr. Beast is the big YouTuber, and He's just dropped loads of new cool things on Amazon Prime that my son is desperate to watch. What about Kel Brook? Who is he?
Yeah, he's boxer.
Okay,
He was heavyweight boxer. I think did he fight one of the Ukrainian guys?
maybe.
don't
What,
know.
one of the Klitschko guys?
I
Or
think he fought one of the Klitschkos.
there's some serious guys they are. Well, send Kel a message. Kel, if you're watching, come down the drop zone. We need to hang with you. Hope you like running up hills to Kate Bush.
Yeah, we don't use. I ain't done Kate Bush yet. But have you ever done murder burpees? So have you heard that song Hot Stepper?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you do high knees to Hot Stepper, yeah, and then when it says murderer, yeah, you go down and you do a burpee, and you'd be surprised how long that song is.
We did that song this last week, and Gunnar, my fellow AOQ, did that, and we did high knees, and then halfway through, he very kindly swapped us to side straddle hops, which was nice because he could have been more horrible and changed it to Nordic walkers. But it was quite a long song,
Yeah.
and I think we did burpees. I think he actually did burpees. I need to go look at his back blast now. Yeah, it was pretty mad. Mind you, if you take Fatboy Slim's right here, right now, and get them to do one of anything every time he says right, that's pretty nasty. I've got Fatboy Slim on my iTunes for a bit of meanness.
We did a Neighbours beatdown, Neighbours theme beatdown, and so we played the Neighbours theme tune at the end, and we did burpee every time it says Neighbours.
Great.
I saw a video this week on Instagram of some gym where they were kind of doing what we would call a songorama, and there was about 10 people busting a gut while these two very muscular trainers shouted at them, and the trainers were like, oh, this is so good. And I wrote, if you can't cue it, don't do it. Perhaps you should join in rather than just shouting at your people, because it just, I think the value of joining in, or the value of what we do in our beatdowns, it did make me go, it's interesting that's a thing where you've got some trainer like sort of bellowing at people to do more burpees whilst they just stand there watching. Join in, brother. Join in.
It's kind of. I mean, I think there's some people that I do to do that. I just kind of. I'm not very vocal when I'm queuing session. I'm just more of a try and keep up with me, and kind of. I think Flea. Last time I come to Leeds, I tried to push more to the front than I had done previously, Hannah. And it's just because that I'm used to like trying to be at the front and trying to beat everyone, and because I think that's the best way to encourage people.
Welcome homes to do. Do we have any other business before we
AOB.
move on to that? AOB. Have you got
AOB.
anything else?
No, well, the usual stuff, really. I think the contact us plea to anyone listening. If there's any comments, feedback, anyone wishes to have anything in the next episode, please let us know. Any AO news?
I've got a piece of AO news to do with the Welcome Homes about a new AO, another AO, and the naming of one of the newer AOs. We still don't know when the UK convergence is yet, do we? Or is
Still
that now?
floating.
No? Still floating.
Still floating. There was a poll up on the band.
Floating down the Thames. That's coming up. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else, is there?
Yeah. What's this new AO?
Okay, right. I'm going to do some welcome home. So 2 weeks ago, I didn't get to do it. So apologies to that, to Pax. But I'm going to save them to last. But I want to do some welcome home. So thank you, Pax. Thank you, Weasel Shakers. Thank you for all of those EHing. We have Death Cab at Drop Zone. Correct?
Yeah.
Death Cab at Drop Zone. Very cool name. At the boundary, we have Argon. At the highway, we have Sonic. At what was our newest AO until I inquired this weekend, which was Billingshurst, which now is called, very posh, darlings, is called The Oaks. Very cool name, The Oaks. packs voted for it at Billingshurst. I spoke to Sake, and we'll get Sake on at some point before season 1 ends. But there we have Wings, Choker, and I'm gonna say at this point he's either from Wolverhampton or he's a Status Quo fan. We have Wanderer. I want to say welcome home to all of them. At our place, the Brook, we have Bees, who hopefully will be transferring to Drop Zone. We also have Driver, and we have our current oldest one, Parrot, who's 67, and he's Ugandan. He's very cool. He's currently taking his, not cinder block with him everywhere, but he took it home and he said, I want to get better with this, so I'm going to practice. So welcome home to all of them. But here we go. Bulldog and Raw, 2 packs from Surrey and Sussex, have opened up Tilgate. Tilgate is, just to do the geography to help some of us with geography, is south of, so just under Gatwick Airport. Strap in, because I don't know how many weeks they've been going, but check this out. We want to say welcome home to Pothole, Lennox, Satellite, Tins, Robot, Suit, Ping, Pain, Pong, Shrubs, Kneecaps, Ball, Local, Southgate, Divine, and one last one, Nick. Nick, you have perhaps the best F3 name I might ever have heard. Can we all just take a moment just to appreciate Nick, who has joined us and is called Princess Wings?
Brilliant.
So, welcome home, all of those, but especially Princess Wings. I feel like that should, in true Shed fashion, have its own category of drinking game. Every time you hear Princess Wings, you have to empty the glass or something. Welcome home to all of those, guys. It's really,
And we've got
really
one
good
more
to have
as well, which Chaos at the mansion this morning as well.
Chaos.
So that's
I also got Sonic at our place this morning as well.
Well.
So we got a Sonic at our place.
nice.
I don't know if you mentioned Engine or Bodyguard as well.
Didn't know that
I don't know if
they've
I
been in
sent
the last
them
couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've been in the past couple of weeks.
Engine and Bodyguard too. Welcome home, brothers.
Engine put in a shift on the 6th this morning.
Nice. He needs to do a car themed BD, clearly, if it's called
Definitely.
Engine. Good. Okay. Welcome home's done.
that's quite an epic list of new guys joining us. So
It's really, really
Yeah,
exciting.
superb, absolutely superb. Did all those turn up for the first beatdown, or has there been something bubbling under the radar? And
I don't know. Something's been bubbling because that's a lot of beans,
That's
isn't
a
it?
lot of people to turn up for the first one, if it is.
I don't know how many. I didn't get a chance to ask. I can't say his name again because we have a 5. Oh, I've said Walter. We have a 6 Walter limit. Or Shed will be on the floor, inebriated at this point. Especially if I say exercise vest as well. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it's incredible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 new packs, and props to Bulldog and Raw for taking on Tilgate, and they'll give us a name once they've got it. But I'm just excited because that's another AO. Season 1 is getting longer and longer and longer.
Brilliant. Yeah, so special events for this coming week, months, year. We've got obviously our UK Convergence. We're planning for late spring, early summer. So please keep your eye out and vote on that if you haven't already done so. There is some half marathon going on, some Surrey half marathon this week, Shredder, if that's right. I think 40 odd
Yes.
packs have signed up for that.
Yeah, there's to be fair, there's 2 things with that. That reminds me. Yeah, this Saturday, the Surrey half. Interestingly, the main advert for the Surrey half had Bolt and FBI on the front of it, and Bolt was in an F3 shirt. This is 40 packs doing that. That also reminds me on Sunday I'm leading a ruck. I really should plan that. It's one of those weeks already where you feel it. Yes, they're going to have a good time. Some of them are looking at some seriously fast times. Yeah, hats off to them. I'm still quite happy if I can hit about 15, 16K. How's your training going, Flea? That good, is it?
Well, all right, not too bad. So 2 weeks ago, I woke up on the Sunday and I thought, right, I'm just going to go for a long run. And I went on Strava, and you can plan your route and you can say, I'm going to do this. And I got him to drop me off the other side of the city. So I have to run back home. Like, it's not do a loop and cut it short. It was go there and run back. So I did 21. So I did my first ever half marathon 2 weeks ago by myself. Just stuck some headphones in and just went. It hurt. I completely underestimate how much it hurts your feet and knees. I really struggling with my knees after that. So it took me a few days to get back into it and loosen up, and recovery was key on that. And then, and then dropping in 5 to 7 Ks on our Wednesday beatdowns. Is the Mansion is a run club.
The running group looks good.
Yeah.
Solid.
So on Wednesday I did a 5+5 with Lager Top. So it was one of our park run routes around Leeds. There's one at Temple Newsome, which is a really great countryside estate and manor and things. But there's a brutal hill climb on it, and it's like 50-meter climb on the way up, and then you have to do that twice within the 5K. But Lager Top and I did it twice round, so we did 4 climbs of this 50 meters. So my knee and hip flexors were absolutely throbbing. Yeah, and I got my new shoes, which is better, more supportive for my feet. So I'm trying to get. Yeah, I'm still trying to. I'm getting back into it. I mean, cardio is fine. It's just leg fatigue, and as you start doing more and more miles and more kilometers, if you're not used to feeling it, you don't stretch properly. You feel it more, and that's a learning curve I'm on at the moment with increasing the running.
Warm up.
Yeah, warm-ups are important as well, getting the plyometrics but plugging everything into ChatGPT, and Strava's telling me your predicted time in half marathon will be this. And I look at it and go, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. So, but I think on the day you get that adrenaline rush and you get the marker to follow, don't you, with the pace setters. So that's going to be my strategy on the day in May. It's just to follow the
Is there other packs doing it with you?
Oh yeah, there's about a dozen of us doing it, but we're all different abilities at running, so we won't be running it together. It'll be go and do your best. But there's a range.
Psychologically, isn't it? Like on Saturday after the beatdown, I decided to run and then did a 10K, and I found it annoying on my own for the first time. I was like a bit bored and thought ahead to the tougher mudder and was like, you know what's going to be good about that is when we go, each section, if it's split fairly evenly, is about 800-meter run, and you'll definitely be in little groups, and I think that just makes it more chill. I think the Surrey half, a lot of them will group up. There's going to be some faster ones. I mean, we've got a few guys capable of pushing 130. Which is hellishly fast. You know, a couple of weeks ago, one of the run clubs, one of the guys, I think it was DFib, was talking about doing a slow run because he was struggling with injury, and his slow run pace was, I think, about 6 minutes a K. And I'm like, I would love to slow run at 6 minutes for 21 kilometers. Once I get above about 13, 14. My legs just feel.
I had that yesterday. I did a 16K yesterday. Yeah, I was hovering just at 6 minutes a kilometre for that 16K, which, again, if you look at me 2 years ago when you said you'd be out running on a Sunday by yourself doing a medium to long run, I would have laughed and said, nah, carried on tucking into my full English breakfast and without a care in the world. But now, it's like, well, yeah, fair enough. Fair play. Carrying a bit of weight around and doing it in a not too bad time. So the aim is to get the weight off by May, and it should be fine. Well,
keep going.
Relatively fine.
Keep going. What about Van Damme? Have you got any kind of last thoughts, words, final wrap-up things you want to say? Apart from let's get the whole of Sheffield to join you.
I suppose the thing I want to do is like just say about like the person on the 6 and how if you're always at the back, then you've got a powerful part to play within the packs. I mean, there was the Leeds CSUP. I wasn't going to do it one of the guys, I don't want to embarrass him, one of the guys said to me, if I can do it, you can do it. And they're powerful words, man. If you're the six, you're the only person who can say that. And you've got a superpower, and you can say to people, if I can do it, you can do it. And I think that needs to be recognized, and we need to really look after these guys and make sure that they know they're really wanted and needed by the group. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone out there that's to the back every week and keeps coming.
Thing, isn't it? It's a powerful thing for them and powerful for all of us.
Yeah.
Having watched new packs, see what it means to not just be the six, but be picked up and just keep pushing, not stop. Yeah, it's very inspirational. Good. We good? Should we do goodbyes?
Yeah, it should do. I was just off with the fairies. I was just thinking about how to finish it, and then realised there was a massive silence while I was remembering what I need to say. Always professionals in this world. And I just realised there's a massive reflection on this ring light on my glasses.
Yeah,
I don't normally wear glasses for the podcast, but
those ring lights are very, very posh, aren't they?
They're fancy. Look, you can do colour changes as well, which is going to cause my image processing to go nuts, but never mind. Fine.
Make me less grey. I should get some.
I know. Yeah, they're pretty good, actually. Not that good.
They're not miracle working, though.
They're not.
I'm going to get some. I've got some new glasses coming, hopefully, the next episode. These ones are so knackered. When I went to the optician, I paid for some with filters and anti-glares and all sorts of stuff. And I've realised finally the reason these have gone so bad is because, when your glasses steam up on a BD and you're using cinder blocks and you clean them on your clothes, trashes your glasses.
So you could put some new glasses on. And
I'm going to have a podcast. I'm going to have a pair for church for Sundays and podcasts. I'm going to keep a pair just for that. And then I'm going to use the other ones if they ever come in the post.
Excellent. So when you put your new glasses on, you could say, nice to see you. Nice.
Be nice to actually see people.
Get your big cards out, start dishing them around.
Yes. Come on.
Right.
Should we play higher or lower? Love that game.
Right. Let's wrap it up. Right. That's enough. That's enough from today. We've probably gone over 2 hours tonight. So that's great. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Shredder's Cards is going to keep getting out all the time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please share with a friend. Invite that man. Get him out to a beatdown. Hopefully see them in the gloom.
Look, thank you for watching us tonight. Thank you for being with it. Thank you especially for Van Damme for your leadership in Sheffield. Thank you for what you're doing there for men, the way you're encouraging them, the way you are actually in the right place. So thank you for all of that and just giving your heart to not to F3, but to see men and their communities grow. 2 weeks' time, we'll be back. We might have planned a bit more for episode 19. We might have planned less. You just never know. So for now, that's all for us on the Cadence team. We'll see you soon. Aye?
Aye.